Hi, my name is Nafe, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my stock analysis investment exercise. The three companies I chose to analyze are Altria Group Incorporated, Costco Wholesale, and Molson Coors Brewing. To start off, Altria Group is a major tobacco supplier. They are one of the largest tobacco suppliers worldwide. And they deal with chains like gas stations as well as Shells, Chevrons, and C-stores like liquor stores and mom and pop stores. The largest channel that Altria utilizes is its sale through its small chains and gas stations like Shells and Chevrons. When you go into a local Shell or Chevron and you see a pack of Marlboro cigarettes, that's because of Altria. One of the biggest things the company does is the implementation of promotion and discounts. They're very competitive in their pricing market, so in doing so, they offer value to their customers and increase their revenue. Altria also has a very extensive government affairs and relations team, or their legal department. Due to the Altria Group not being FDA approved or any tobacco products being FDA approved, they focus heavily on their legal team and provide tons of funding for them to fight against or fight for the approval of with the FDA. Some of their key partners include gas stations like Shell or Chevron, or C-stores and liquor stores, as well as their distributors such as McLean, Harbor, Touch, and its tobacco farmers. Some of the most expensive costs for Altria of late, however, is their funding for their legal team, as I've mentioned before, because they're currently fighting for the Pre-Market Tobacco Product Application, or the PMTA, which is a compilation of reports and scientific evaluations of Altria's products that are submitted to the FDA to deem whether the product is safe for consumption by consumers. Some of their strengths includes that the company supports cessation, which is stepping back from smoking or quitting smoking entirely, as well as providing more potentially reduced harm alternatives. So stepping away from the tobacco smoking and finding greener, more sustainable alternatives. Some of their weaknesses include the fact that they are not FDA approved and the anti-smoking movement that is taking large ground over the last few years in Altria's presence. Some opportunities that they have are installing programs in vendor POS systems to prevent underage purchasing of tobacco products. As I've mentioned, that is a major threat for the company, is the distribution to minors of tobacco products, as well as the city and state bans of flavors for vaping and smoking. Some of the political aspects the company is dealing with is the anti-smoking movement, which prohibits growth and progress for Altria. It is a liberal party movement that is correlated to the MAD group, which is the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, which is just another prohibitionist group. One of the social aspects for the company is that the flavors that appeal to underage consumers are restricted under a national flavor ban. For example, they had a flavor strawberry shortcake, but for smoking and vape. However, it was pulled from the market due to restriction that is appealing to an underage consumer. So working under a flavor ban limits what can be distributed, which hurts the revenue for the company. They are a long-established firm in the tobacco industry with large and powerful grip on the market, so it's very difficult for new and small entrants in the fields to compete due to the lack of funding for promotions and marketing, which Altria spends much of their resources focused on. Some of the threats are the substitutes on the market. The substitutes provide flavors that Altria cannot. So the flavor consumers that Altria can't target go to the substitutes, which damages the revenue for the company. The next company I'm going to be talking about is Costco Wholesale. Everyone knows Costco. They're most known for doing business with wholesalers, business owners that come to buy large quantity at the best prices. They also have many services offered for their company in every of their warehouse. For example, whether a customer needs a photo department, an electronics department, a travel department, an optical department, or even a food court, Costco has exactly what the consumer will need. Some of their key resources include their over 85 million members worldwide for Costco, so the company doesn't have to worry much about incoming revenue to do business. But another way they make money is their online sales and e-commerce traffic, as well as I mentioned their in-store business that happens every day, including its gasoline services at most all Costco warehouses. Some of their strengths include a loyal customer base, as well as a very low employee turnover rate. According to Forbes, Costco is ranked America's best employer in 2019. Some of their weaknesses, however, include a limited product selection. While stores like Walmart or Safeway have around 180,000 SKUs, Costco only has a limited 3,700 SKUs. Some of their opportunities, however, are global expansion into new markets. They are global and worldwide. However, 500 of the 800 operating stores, according to a statistic in 2020, were operating in America. So there is not enough of a global presence for Costco yet. So that is an opportunity for them. As well as the coronavirus outbreak, which sounds ironic. However, during the coronavirus outbreak, the company was seeing a very large increase in revenue due to customers coming to stock up on inventory before it was gone. Some of their threats, however, include the technological developments. Costco is having a hard time keeping up with the oncoming technological advancements that are happening in society every day. Some of the political aspects the company is dealing with is wage legislation. As most companies do, they follow state-to-state legislation based on what minimum wage should be, but Costco is one of the leading companies to do so. They also follow, unfortunately, most companies do, inflation rates, and due to high inflation rates of late, prices of goods have been up as well for the company. New entrants in the field they do take advantage of low switching costs that consumers are able to take advantage of when switching from Costco to a competitor. So, but even though they do that, Costco is a giant competitor or corporation, so they don't have to worry too much about high economy skills or costs of doing business like smaller companies new to the market do. But a top priority for Costco, since customers can easily switch to competitors at low switching costs, they focus highly on customer loyalty and satisfaction. The last company I'm going to be talking about today is Molson Coors. The first thing that I want to discuss is their business model. Molson Coors is a beer brewery. Their main audience is a 21 to 35-year-old demographic. However, they don't only target those day-to-day drinkers. They also rely on craft-centric consumers, or layman's terms, beer connoisseurs. That is a major aspect for the company. Some of their partners include major retailers like Target, Walmart, Costco, as well as big venues like sports venues or theater venues like Dodger Stadium. Coors' most expensive cost is its marketing. As one of the globally largest beer companies, they have to make sure they are marketing to the right target audiences at the right time. For example, during Super Bowl season, Coors typically produces one of their biggest commercials of the year with the hopes of regenerating lost revenue and then some. Some of their strengths are that they have been open since 1768, so they have over 250 years of customer satisfaction and loyalty that's been built for generations and generations. However, some of their weaknesses include the lack of investment in new technologies. They're another company that's having a hard time moving forward with technological advancements. Some of their opportunities include implementing a new purchasing base and inviting customers through an online presence. At the moment, the company doesn't have a big online presence, and if they did, they would see a large share of revenue coming in. Some of the threats include a shortage of employees, as well as a lot of companies over the last few years. This company is one that's dealing with a large shortage of employees. Excuse me. Politically, they focus a lot on the ABC guidelines or alcohol beverage control guidelines, as well as bureaucracy interference. Like I said earlier, there's an organization called MAD, or Mothers Against Drunk Driving, which prohibits a lot of the grip Molson Coors might have on the market. Environmentally, they are a recyclable product, and all of their packaging is biodegradable. And legally, they are doing as much as they can to prevent underage drinking, as that is an issue for many companies. New entrants have a hard time competing with Coors due to their lasting standing and strong customer loyalty. Competition, of course, is good for the company. However, they only see it from large companies like Corona or Modelo. Customers are the reason the company has remained in business for over 250 years, however. Without the ongoing loyalty that comes with them, the company would fail. Over many years, a large customer and consumer base have been built. From this assignment, I learned about the three companies that I choose to analyze that there's a lot more fight for greener and more sustainable alternatives in the business and manufacturing industry. I didn't know that. I thought there was a lot less of a fight for greener alternatives, but it leads me to believe that there's a lot more out there being done to combat climate change than I know about. However, it's still not enough. I think the most important thing that I can take away from this assignment is that I am now able to conduct in-depth analyses of companies to educate myself. For example, in my future, if I have an interview with a company that I might not know much about, I now have the tools to research and learn the information that I might need. Thanks so much.